What up, nerds?
Hippies, we're back. I'm Waldo.
We're still eating Doritos, and I'm the Matt, and we are
Space for Wrestling.
Wild Step. Oh, Space for Wrestling. Still rocking in the 1957 Chevy. Still rolling down the roads to East Texas. This is video 2 of probably maybe another 3 or 4 part series.
Yeah, we'll step it out through October and November.
Yeah. Continuing along our trip, we've either just got back from or we're about to head to Inspire A.D. Make sure and check that show out, Jungle in Texas. Mission Pro, Silver Bells, December, check that out. But let's get to some new stuff.
Okay.
Now, you have no idea what we're about to talk about.
No.
And I barely have an idea of what we're talking about. So, Matt, what are we going to be talking about?
That's not what I was asking. I was making sure my mic was still on.
Oh, you don't want to have the meat disease.
Do what?
You don't want to have the meat disease.
Yeah.
So, I figured this is never going to happen again, so we might as well do something I think is interesting.
Okay.
We're in a 1957 Chevy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about wrestling in 1957.
Okay.
I'm going to name some stuff that happened in 1957 that's big in the wrestling world, and we're going to see if any of it has affected our wrestling IQ, wrestling knowledge, wrestling memories.
Was this before or after Terry Funk's second retirement?
I don't know the answer to that question. So to start off with, we're going to go with debuts. Who debuted in 1957? See if any of those names strike a chord with us. Bob Brown.
No.
Hiro Matsada.
No.
Jarshita Rivero. Killer Carl Krupp.
What was the last name?
Krupp.
No.
Larry Hennig. Aha!
Yes, aha.
We know this name.
Yeah. Larry the X.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't realize he started so early.
Debuted 1957.
Wow, he went a long time, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's still alive, right?
I don't think so. I know, no, because I think when Curtis came out, Curtis Axel.
That's right.
I think that was an homage to the grandfather that was dead and his dad. Les Thornton.
No.
Swede Hansen.
You related to Stan?
I don't know. But you brought up an interesting thing. The whole Stan account recently on Twitter and not knowing what Stan was. But weirdly, I had a weird thought. When you first wrote that and I was reading it at work, I was like, why are they talking about Chris Hansen? But then I was like, could you imagine the Chris Hansen show? If the little perv dude, we'll just put it that way, shows up and he's like, sit in a chair. And then Stan Hansen just came out and clotheslined him.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be a much better show. To catch a predator and clothesline them.
To Catch a Predator with Stan Hansen.
Yeah.
That'd be way better. And then prosecute them? Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, the next two names I think we should both know.
Okay.
Rene Goulet.
Wurzel.
And Adrian Street.
I know that name.
He was, from what I remember, he was a big, not to add in the street, but he had that like whole flashy gimmick still like before a lot of people kind of had that flashy gimmick.
Okay. Maybe because I see him referenced so many times.
Yeah. He was very influential.
Man,
What happened?
looked like a walnut just fell out of the sky.
There's no trees.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was looking at, and I was like, what was that?
Okay. Yeah, he was very influential on a lot of people. You see stuff, like I think he was the first one that was kind of into the like occult style wrestling stuff as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the next big thing, because that was all the debuts from 1957, we're going to do one more thing because I saw this and I was like, these are some good names. Wrestlers born in 1957.
Okay.
Some of them are surprising to me. I'm only going to do the ones I know we know.
Okay.
B. Brian Blair.
Killer Bees.
Killer Bees. I was a fan of the Killer Bees.
Speaking of, somebody made mention on one of our previous road trip videos.
Yeah.
that we were well in the weeds on their knowledge of wrestling.
That's how I came up with the idea to do the 1957 stuff. Because I was like, I'm sure there's some names we're going to throw out that we know that people are going to be like, who the hell is B. Brian Blair? You know what I mean?
It's the benefit of having an NWA household growing up.
Yeah. So followed in B. Brian Blair, 911. You remember 911?
The one from ECW?
Yeah.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. 1957.
I did not think he was that old.
Same. The next one, I would have thought, I don't know why, to me, he's timeless, so I would have thought he was older. Road Warrior Hawk.
That's about right.
Yeah. No, I know it is, but for me, the Road Warriors are so timeless that if you'd have told me they were born in 1900s, I'd have been like, yeah, that's about right.
It checks out.
They've been around forever. So that one was just a little surprising to me. Next we have, and this one, again, I felt like he would have been older because he always seemed old. Brutus Beefcake, the barber.
Really?
The Zodiac. The Booty Man.
No, to me, he always, until recently, he always looked like he hit 30 and stuck there.
Right, but that's what I mean, though. Like, he just always seemed old to me.
Oh, so those of you into classic cars, I was in San Antonio and ran over some railroad tracks, lost one of the wheel caps. And then the first one I lost two this weekend. I got one of them back. It's back here in the back seat. This one. First one I lost, I had an 18-wheeler on the interstate on I-35 passed me on the driver's side. And I could have literally just rolled down the window and licked the thing as it was passing by.
You thought about it.
I didn't feel it in the car, but it pulled so much of a vacuum that it pulled the front driver's side wheel cap off. And because I was on I-35 and I was in the middle of like 5 lanes, I wasn't going back and get that. So I got another one on order already. All right, go on. Sorry.
No, you're good. The next one, Dave Taylor. We talked about him recently.
Yeah.
One of the Blue Bloods.
Yeah. That checks out.
Again, seemed older to me. Makes sense.
Well, like with Brutus, a lot of these people have what we call Arn Anderson syndrome.
They just always look old.
Well, they hit that one age and they just
stay
never
there
age.
forever.
Yeah. Like really, I know it's because Arn is pulling or close to pulling Social Security now, but really, if he lost maybe 15 pounds, he'd look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna begrudge him, man, because he can still kill me.
Yup. Next up, Kevin Von Erich.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and throw that one out there. There's the big Von Erich movie that's currently in the process of being made.
Yeah, did you see his documentary that Vice did?
I've seen a couple different Von Erich documentaries.
It may have not been one for him in particular, but they basically just interviewed him at home in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Dude looks to be having a very good life now.
He's chill. He's happy with his sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's had a rough life, but it's finally starting to even out for him.
And like I said, I'll be interested to check out the documentary, or not the documentary, the movie when it comes out.
Yeah. He's walking around in the backyard shoeless. Good for him.
I was going to say, like, we're from Texas. If you didn't know that by now, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
The Von Erichs are kind of a big deal. So if there's a documentary out, I've probably seen it at some point.
Yeah.
Next, again, doesn't seem to fit with this class of wrestler, Koko Beware. 1957.
That checks out.
Yeah. But if I say he doesn't fit, this next one definitely seems like he would be way younger than the rest.
Okay.
Bret Hart.
Really?
Bret Hart,
I thought he was born in
1957.
the 60s.
No.
Like,
That's what
I
I
thought
was
he
saying.
was more Shawn Michaels' age.
Same.
Wow, he did real good until Goldberg.
Yeah. One of your personal favorites, Matt Bourne.
Oh, doink.
One of your least personal favorites, Bill Alfonso. Take himself in that whistle and shove it up his ass.
Yep. He was a good referee. He really
was. A good
was.
referee. I agree.
Before he turned that into a gimmick and started managing,
Yeah.
like RVD, couldn't hear what RVD was saying.
Yeah.
I always thought that he was going to accidentally swallow it.
Yeah. Speaking of Vice documentaries, they did a pretty good one on this next guy, Gino Hernandez. I don't like a lot of the Vice stuff, but I would recommend checking out the Gino Hernandez one if you haven't.
Yeah, that was actually, we watch a lot of it just to see how accurate it is.
Yeah.
Especially for stuff that we know. The Gino Hernandez one, I've heard some of the stories and I knew most of it because I grew up watching Houston wrestling.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Now, is it on the nose?
Probably not.
It's Vice, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't produce a decent product. I'm saying that sometimes they...
Well, they're all going by hearsay, so
Yeah. So you're not getting really anything definitive.
Yeah.
And we'll never know because none of us were ever
nobody
there.
was there, yeah.
So, is he Paul Bosch's kid? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah, definitely check that one out. The next one, another favorite of yours, Corporal Kirshner.
Moving on.
Shout out to him. Hopefully he's going to get better. Steve McMichael. Great underrated talent at the time. I'm glad that he's gotten a lot of retro love lately.
Yeah.
Great signing to come over from football. Really seemed to get it. Not necessarily the best in-ring professional of all time.
But he didn't need to be.
Phenomenal on the mic, though. Great at getting heat. Great person. He brought in a lot of talent to WCW that helped bring in names like Kevin Green and other football players.
He gets overlooked a lot, but he actually made his wrestling debut in Fed.
Yeah.
When he came over with LT.
Yeah.
LT and Bam Bam WrestleMania 11.
Yeah.
And Steve Mongo was out there with him. And if you go back and look at some of the lead up going to WrestleMania 11, Mongo definitely, you could tell it was coming.
Well, and that was weirdly one of those early bidding wars because nobody knew where McMichael was going to go and both companies really wanted him.
He had just recently retired from football too, didn't he?
Yeah, check out the Chicago Bears Super Bowl rap. He's a part of that.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah, mad love to Steve McMichael. I think we were always fans. I don't think we're jumping on the bandwagon by saying that.
I always loved his excuse for having that little dog with him.
Yeah.
If you don't know, definitely go look that one up.
Yeah. Again, seems weird to be the same age as Bret Hart. King Kong Bundy.
He passed away recently.
Yeah.
That's a shame. By all accounts, he seemed like a really good guy.
With the same birthday, also going to be surprising to me, Tony Schiavone.
Did you see his terrible bump this last week?
No.
Go look that one up, kids.
Will do. And last but not least, for 1957 burst in wrestling, Reverend Slick. I know that one is an actual personal favorite of yours.
We've met him. I have. Have you?
I have not met Slick.
He lives in Longview.
Yeah.
So he's not too far from Central Command. And what I hear, he still stays up there and still does whatever Slick does. Decent guy. He's got a lot of Southern in him, and I really appreciate that. His character on screen was not too different from in person.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. So this is the 1957 version of Ride Along. That's all I've really got for
Hopefully
this
this time next year we'll do a 67 one, because I'm still looking for a Chevelle. If you happen to know where a decent Chevelle is, looking for the frame, chassis, and running gears, I'll supply the motor, transmission, and all the interior stuff.
one. If you have a Chevelle, let us know.
Yeah, two-door, no post, 136 or 138. If you know, you know. I'll make it a 138 myself if I have to. Let me know. FaceWrestling@gmail.com. Waldo's looking for a Chevelle is the subject.
There you go. So that's going to do it for this one. I don't really have anything else to add for this.
Now, we're passing by the big old coal digger now. Up over here.
Yeah. Cop on the left, coal digger on the right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me, Waldo.
I'm the Matt.
We're Face Wrestling. Don't forget, everyone is different and everyone is good.